Hello and welcome to My Xbox and Me, episode 147, I believe. I could be mistaken. That's a lie. It's 148. It's 148, definitely. I am one of your hosts, MC Fixer, alongside... look, the transitional names are not easy to come up with when you're not here on a weekly basis, alright? Once I figure it out, I'll have one, I'll stick with it, but until then... Our ultimate fighting champ. No, I can't. No. Crash, how are you?
I'm doing well.
I'm sorry I haven't come up with a great name for you yet.
Don't worry about it.
I mean, it'll happen at some point. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know.
When this podcast's over.
I mean...
We're old people hanging out.
We're almost at 150. Ain't gonna last much longer, I'm sure. I'm sure of it. How are you? What have you been up to?
I've been well. You know, the usual...
The usual-ish.
The shenanigans.
Yeah,
you know? Trust
me. Dude, there has been so much this drop this week. There is so much, it's just ridiculous. Let's not mess around. Let's get into the rigmarole. This is our weekly Xbox podcast. You can catch us live on twitch.tv/mcfixer. Sometimes I might be moving it back to YouTube, but we shall see. Other than that, you can find us on YouTube. You can find us on SoundCloud. You can find us on iTunes. You can find us on the Google Play Store and many other places, as I found out from people that have tweeted me saying, hey, it's not on here. And I'm like, oh, okay, so now it's there. So... congratulations. Other than that, if you want to support the show financially, you can head over to patreon.com/mcfixer. Get yourself all sorts of goodies over there. Let's jump straight into what's been in our box this week. Crash, what have you been playing?
A little bit more Dead Cells.
Okay, so still chipping away.
Chipping away slowly. That's a game, yeah, I get on, I do a run or two. Yeah. That's it. I started Monster Hunter earlier today, actually. Yeah,
so how far are you in?
I beat the first big monster you run into.
So okay.
2-3 missions in, not that deep in.
What do you think of it?
I like it. It's a really pretty game.
Yes.
Totally.
Yes.
I don't think you realize it as much when you're not playing.
Yeah,
but when you're playing there and walking there and you see the little animations, you drop down and see the little animals. Just being animals.
Yeah. It's not. Yeah, I get what you mean. I remember playing it and thinking the same thing. I mean, I think it was just as I got the X as well a month after, so it was X enhanced as well, and I was just like, oh man, this is so good looking. But
I'm playing on the S. I'm not even playing on the X.
Yeah. So just credit to the game even more so. Yeah. But do you like it? Do you like what you played? Because for me, that game was very much. I disliked it, then I really liked it, then I just hit the wall.
I liked it. I've played Monster Hunter games before.
Oh, okay.
So it's not really something new to me. It is a lot better looking than I thought it would be. I think that's kind of the...
I mean, first time it's out on Xbox, obviously. First time it's out on PlayStation, I believe. It's usually a 3DS
No, they've had PSP games.
PSP. No, you're right. PSP. Yes. First time on console, you're right. Usually a handheld game.
Yeah.
So that makes sense for the graphical... differences,
upgrade.
I suppose. Yeah, if you're used to seeing it on this little screen and maybe a PSP or 3DS, whatever, and then you go from blowing up into 1080p or 4K, depending on what you're using, it's like, Jesus, there's a big difference. A big difference. Other than that, you've been playing anything?
No, that's about it.
Siege.
Really. Siege. I can't forget Siege.
I mean, again, if we talk about Siege, we could be sat here for the whole podcast just talking about how bad we are at Siege or how good we are, depending on the day.
True, day. Right.
Depending on the day. Depending on the morning, if we're honest. Yeah. What have I been playing this week? I played Siege, played more FIFA. This morning I played NBA 2K19, the prelude. I was tempted to skip this year's. I skipped last year's and I was tempted to skip this year's, but then someone in my chat, I think it was Toxic Chris in my chat, sent me the trailer. Was like, "Have you seen this?" And I'm like, "No, what are you talking about?" And the online actually looks pretty cool. The only thing that scares me is I'm gonna get my teeth kicked in. That's the only thing that's like, the people that play that game the same way that I play FIFA. And the same way, like, this is their sports game. So any noob coming in onto their court, and it's that intimidation of, like, you walk up on the court, you queue, like, it's the whole, like, real sports street simulation type thing. You just stand there watching these guys, like, get pants on. You're gonna see the guy, like, doing some next backward throws, and I'm gonna be like, yo, this is not fun.
You know what makes it worse? it's your avatar. It's the guy you made.
It's who I made. He's getting schooled.
Yeah.
He's getting Fixer, stop getting schooled, my dude. But they've added skateboards, they've added emotes, they've added bikes, they've added... it looked like there was other little mini games you could play inside the game.
It looked a lot deeper than I thought it would be. I thought it'd be the same thing, like, here's a court, you guys can challenge people on the court, do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But now it's like there's this whole environment, like this whole, I guess,
world
city.
building.
Not really city, world building.
It's world building, isn't it? It's adding more to what it's like. There was the streets, there was a big Beats advert in the background, like upstate, downstate, sort of that sort of thing. It just, I'm talking out my butt at this point, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's sports references and basketball. It's like not much, but I played it, started the career modes, created my character, and yeah, I'm enjoying it. I enjoyed what I played. I've only played one match. You start off, the spoilers for the story, I guess, if it's for the prelude. If you don't want to hear this, maybe skip forward a little bit. But you start off and you start off and it sends you back a year in time. You go undrafted, where everyone else around you gets drafted. So then you end up going and play your basketball in Japan, I assume, in an Asian country. Let's say that. And yeah, it's working within those dynamics of like, are you gonna pass the ball to your teammates, or are you gonna be the lone guy to try and score all the points? I'm not very good at the game, so for me it's like, yo, here's your assist. Hey, I got a rebound. Right. I feel really good about those moments where I'm sure other people are like 3-pointer. But for me, just jumping in again for the first time, it felt good. It feels like 2K. It feels like NBA 2K at the end of the day, which is the best basketball game out there. It definitely piqued my interest to actually go get it, but the problem is I got burnt on the Spike Lee one, where the story was like, this story's gonna be great. It's a Spike Lee joint, and then you got in there and it's like, this was such a letdown. I think that was 16. So I haven't played in a couple of years though. Yeah. It's one of those games though where, like, you know when you like they send you to do training. And like every other game, you sort of skip over it. Like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. Just let me. I'm like in there, actually in the training court. Like, oh, this is how you do a bounce pass. This is how you do a lob pass. This is like this was just one of those games. Like I said to you earlier, I think it's NHL, NBA, 2K. Those are like the two games in sports franchises that I just don't understand. Like Madden, I get it. I'm not great at it, but I get it. And then basketball, I'm just like. So I'm doing this thing where I just stand there like with my arms up like this. I'm like, oh, that's to block someone from running. And I actually did it and got points. I was like, I know what I'm doing. And then I'm like, I tried it again and then got called a foul one. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, I think that's it. I don't remember anything else that I've played. I feel like it's been a slow week for games because the week is coming. Not so much for this podcast, but obviously I'm sure, Spider-Man's coming this week, and then we've got Tomb Raider, and then we've got The Walking Dead episode 2, and then we've got... then
we're in October.
And then October starts. And then it just gets a bit crazy. But yeah. Also, this episode of my Xbox and me... Oh no, let's do topic of the show first. Jesus, I'm out of rhythm. Topic of the show this week is a little game called CyberPunk. CyberPunk 2077 did this big thing where they put up they went live on Twitch for about 5 hours of just coding. It was just coding for about 5 hours, and there was people just sitting there watching it. Code. And I was streaming at the time, had it up in the background. Haley was like, what are you doing? Why are you watching this thing? I was like, something's happening. Something's going to happen. I know it. I can feel it. And then it changed screen all of a sudden. And went to that loading bar screen. Did the loading bar, got up to 99%, and then just froze. Which then everyone speculated that it would then play something at the hour mark, which it did. Which we then found out was Cyberpunk 2077's gameplay, first look gameplay for the public. It's the exact same demo that was shown at E3 2018 behind closed doors. They were very, very, very honest with it, which is like, things will change. This is not final. The way they are doing things have changed in that, but we see what the world looks like now. Right. First initial thoughts. What did you think once you saw that first opening sequence of the characters? What did you think?
at the start, I was like, okay, this makes sense. I get this. That didn't really surprise me.
Yeah.
It's more so when you get deeper and you start having the interactions with characters and the environment, and it's all these little things that make the world feel real.
I mean, it opened up, and I know you was watching my reaction stream of it, and I was just like, I don't know what I'm watching. I didn't know what to expect. We knew it was first person, not third. We knew it was steampunk. We knew what we were getting, and yet I was still completely shocked by what we got. Even in the opening part, it looks like it's going to tell an interesting story in a world that I want to spend many hours in. Yeah. It actually, for me, I love The Witcher 3, don't get me wrong. The Witcher 3 is a fantastic game, but I am way more into this game than I was The Witcher. Just because of, number one, the art style, the world itself. I'm more into guns than I am swords. Those aspects, do you know what I mean? And for me, it was just like, boy, I don't know what to expect right now. This is crazy. It was just strange. Super strange. Like, I agree with you. It's like going further in, it's like just every single NPC seeming like they were meant to be there. No one felt out of place, and the amount that it were on screen, and just the sheer world building just in the little section that we saw was crazy.
Yeah, everything seemed genuine. A lot of times I feel like in these games, everything, like, you go into a city and there are people interacting and it seems forced. It's like,
fake,
that's not supposed to be happening. Granted, once we're in there for like 10, 15 hours and we walk by the same spot and we have the same guy saying the same exact line, we'll be like, this is getting a little, you know.
I agree. But I get what you mean.
One of the things I'm looking forward to the most for the game is kind of, my favorite thing about Witcher 3 was the side quests. I think CD Projekt Red does side quests really well.
Yeah.
And I think if this game, I don't need a main story for this game at all.
Because you know
it's
the
just
side
a bunch of side quests. Exactly. So I think if this, all I need is side quests from this game.
For me, it was that they did we're jumping around a bit, and that's what it's going to be like for this initial thoughts, honestly. But it was they did the main mission with I forget the character's name, but the big black dude in the car that has the golden arms, and he sends the character off to do the mission, and you have an option whether to phone the CIA woman type thing, and that part was like, okay, cool, this is interesting, and then you could play it out in so many different ways where you could have just shot her and killed her, or you could have tried to fight these characters that were super high level, but you could have done that. There was no you can't do it, there was no you will just die. It was just like, you can choose to do this, but you're gonna die. The other part that sticks out in my brain is obviously she gives in the mission, she ends up giving you the money to pay for the gadget that you've gone to get. And me, I would have took that money and just killed them.
Right.
But that then would have backfired on me because it had a virus in it. It's like, oh my god, I totally would have been screwed. Right. And to know that that's just the opening tells me I can't wait for the rest of it. And like every single decision that I end up making is going to matter. And that's what they were super hitting home with, which is that decision impacted this, and this is why this happened. Just imagine the other, I think it was probably about another 3 options, to be fair. It seemed like 3 options, so which other ways it could have played out. You could have not made that phone call entirely.
Right.
So you didn't have that, you just didn't have that experience with that woman at all. Like, she wasn't there, you didn't meet her, you didn't get the fake money, you just went in and tried to blag it maybe, and then it all plays out the way it does. But it was just like, from a mission perspective, I was just like, oh my goodness, this is crazy.
Right. I think it's really interesting. I think it branches off a lot as well. It's like early on in the mission, you'll have a few options. You pick an option, it sends you down a route, and then other options. And it keeps going like that. And those options not only are affecting this mission, it's affecting other missions you'll do.
Yeah.
And it's stuff like that that just will make the world seem a lot more real. And I'm curious if those decisions will only affect the main story, or if it'll like sort of seep into the side missions.
Yeah, I think it was you're right. And it was that whole the driving scene when the I can't remember what they're called again. I only watched it the once, and I kind of only wanted to watch it the once, where I could have quite easily sat there, broke it all down, learnt characters' names, this, that, and the other. But we don't know when this game's coming out, so I do not need to be doing that to myself. And then in like 2020, I'm like, well, I just did 4 hours of breakdown coverage for no reason. I'm sure the people that are doing that, more power to you, and have fun with it. But not for me. But yeah, it was like the driving mission, and like people tried to come kill you, where if you just didn't fight them and you just let them get on with it, that wouldn't have happened. And what did you think of the driving, all in all? Like, I like the UI design of it in third person, but in first person, but I would have to drive in third, sorry.
Yeah. For me, I'm definitely gonna be trying to drive in first person in the beginning, and then I'm sure after like half an hour of driving and crashing, I'm gonna be like, all right, let's just switch this to third person.
The roads just seem way too slender. Yeah. For me, I'm not great at driving anyway, as everyone knows. I flip cars for fun. So, like, that for me was just like, oh gosh. The driving didn't seem great, but I'm not playing CyberPunk for driving.
Yeah. I mean, games like this usually don't have amazing driving.
No.
They have good enough driving for the world. And
I don't even think GTA has that great driving.
No.
But they have a great world, so you just have to use the car to get from A to B.
Yeah.
Simple.
Not crash.
Yeah, exactly.
Hard task.
Yeah. I suppose we should talk about the weapons, and man, like, there was so much on show. Again, they showed 40, I think it was worked out about 48 minutes worth of content.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous. Like, I did not expect that. When I saw this all go up, I was like, cool, we're going to get a trailer and it's going to show us the world. And that was it. And it didn't. It was like, here's the motherfucking game, boys. And I'm like, oh, God.
I was not expecting that.
No.
Not at all.
For me, I like what I see. Like, I know the big part for you was the melee stuff. Yeah. Like, can you touch on that? What did you think of it? What did you think of what you saw?
We didn't really see too much melee, but we had, up to that point, we had seen so much shooting.
So much gunplay,
the bullets bouncing off the walls and everything.
Oh, we'll get to that.
And then we get to the point where he's climbing on the wall, and it's like, oh wait, those are melee weapons. And I completely forgot that it was even possible for you to do melee.
Yeah. I think it's quite easy to forget who you are as a character, and forget that you have all of these abilities and all these gadgets. It was like the binoculars in the game pretty much is your eye.
Right.
Like, that is so cool. The fact that you don't pull out a pair of binoculars and go, oh, over there's a great poster. It's like, no, because you wouldn't do that in the real world, in this world either. It's like, oh yeah, don't worry, my eye can zoom in like a pair of binoculars. I'm like, what? And then, like, the upgrade system seems really cool, and everything just seems sleek and cool and meant to be there, and doesn't break the immersion in the game.
Right.
Which I'm sure it will. Like we said, this is just 40 minutes, but from what we've seen, it's like everything made sense. You're going for an upgrade, the guy talks to you, he's like, take this, knock you out, he puts the upgrade in. It's like, all the things are not like, oh, I've got this large backpack and I can fit 20 swords in it. Like, no, it all makes sense. Your gun was attached to you in a way, and it was just like, what the hell am I, what is this? This is like, from what we've seen, is just well and beyond any game that we've seen to this day.
Yeah.
Nothing goes into this much depth. Like, we give games credit like GTA and stuff like that are big, beautiful games, even The Witcher, but not to this level of detail and obviously just from the segment bit of polish.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I feel like the game's a love child between Witcher 3, GTA, and a cyberpunk universe. Right?
Yeah.
And I think it seems like it's trying to take like the best of those and put it in like a really immersive world, which I'm 100% down for.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. And
it's nice to like it. It's nice to not go, I can't sit here and go, I didn't like this, or I didn't like that, or this could have been better. It is more just a case of, oh my god, this just looks
amazing.
Ridiculous.
Yep.
On another level, like, again, I think you brought up the oh my god moment for me was definitely the bullets bouncing. That pistol, and you're just angling the gun like, I'm going to hit him, pop, 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 shoots, hits the wall, kills the guy. You're like, what on earth just happened? Yeah. Like, we've seen that in games before, obviously bouncing bullets, but not a game
Not
to
like
this
that.
level of detail,
Yeah.
and not to this level of polish where it's sleek, it's easy, it's doable. It's not like that Wanted game, which was really bad, where you're trying to curve bullets around walls and stuff. Like, do you get what I mean? It's like it works.
Yeah.
I don't know. I loved it.
Everything about it. Yeah. You brought up a really good point. There's nothing that I really feel is necessary to nitpick.
Yeah.
Because it's also really early on.
Exactly.
So the driving doesn't look amazing. It could improve.
Yeah.
But even more than that, the only thing I can think to complain about is that I don't have the game yet.
I think it's like, yeah, I agree with you. Obviously, I want that game so bad, but we've got so much coming that I'm like, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine. Please don't come out in October.
Right.
Of which we obviously know it's not. But do you know what I mean? I'm just like, nah. I can wait. Get it to that same level of polish everywhere. Which I know they will. They will delay this game, or they've not even given a release date. How smart they are. Which I don't think we'll get one until they're ready.
Yeah, I agree.
And I'm fine with that. I'm fine with games doing that. I think they showed it off in the best way. A conversation me and you were having were like, are they now on Rockstar's level? Of they didn't do E3. I know they showed the kind of behind closed doors, but they didn't do E3 really to public. They didn't do Gamescom. They just put this out on a Twitch stream.
They had the trailer at E3.
Okay, yes, you're right.
So
right.
I think
so they were technically at E3, unlike GTA, just don't bring anything.
Yeah,
you're right.
I think they're on a Bethesda level right now, which isn't too far off from Rockstar, to be honest. So I think their next game, whatever their next game is, I think they might just skip E3. Possibly.
I mean, they probably need the funding. Honestly, they need that paycheck to go on Xbox's stage because obviously Xbox are paying them to get it. So they probably and you've got to think that CD Projekt is obviously a big company now, but no one's going to turn down the money. They're not Rockstar. You're right. They're not. You're right. You've brought me around on it. I think beforehand I would have said, oh, they can do their own thing. Now I'm more on the level of no. You're right. They are. Remember, they're just one game at a time.
Yeah. True. So
they're not Rockstar is putting.
Rockstar has their hands in a lot of different
fingers in many pies. They're just working on one game. So yeah, I like putting fingers in pies. Don't laugh at me.
You do you.
Anything you want to add before we move on to the news and stuff?
I love this game. That's
about
it.
Guys, please email in myxboxandmepodcast@gmail.com. I want to hear your thoughts, obviously, on Cyberpunk. What did you like? What did you dislike? Is there anything that you wish you would have saw more of, less of? So please email in, let us know. All right, let's hear from our boy Mike Lynch. And he says, hey guys, Mike Lynch here. I stream as much as I can, but I am a student and finals are a thing. Mike, I swear to goodness gracious me, I'm waiting for this ad read. I've been waiting for like 2 months now, my dude. I wonder if he'd notice if I just didn't read the ad read. Of course he would.
Maybe.
Of course he would notice. And then he'd crucify me for it. I don't have a schedule right now, but follow me on Twitter at MikeLynch8645 to stay up to date with my stream. No coming soon segment this week because we haven't got Gary. For those who are wondering where Gary is, again, just communications, conflicts of schedules and stuff like that. So we will be back hopefully next week. Who knows? We will figure it out and let you all know. There's been plenty of news this week in the Xbox world, so let's get straight into it. Microsoft has officially announced Xbox All Access. Following weeks of rumors, Microsoft officially unveiled its All Access program, Xbox All Access, lets customers pay for an Xbox One X or an Xbox One S in monthly installments, and they will have to commit to 2 years of Xbox Live Gold and Xbox Game Pass subscriptions. Essentially, an interest-free console financial plan, Xbox All Access will last for a limited time, and as early rumours suggested, appears to be only in the US at the moment. The Xbox One X bundle currently costs $34.99 for 24 months, while the Xbox One S bundle is $21.99 per month for 24 months. Crash, what do you think of this? Are you a guy that... I don't know your financial situations, but are you a guy that a new console drops and you want it straight away, I assume?
Yeah.
So is this something like the PlayStation 5 comes out and the Xbox 2, or we're calling it Scarlet at the moment, and the Xbox Scarlet comes out, is this a way to like get you to buy both at the same time? Because that's the only reason why I see this happening. I feel like this is a reactionary move on being second place, which is, I think is a fantastic move. We spoke about it last week. I think it's a great move. I think it's a great business idea. I think it's smart because people are already used to doing this with a phone, so why not do it with a console? Not many people want to just walk into a GameStop or a game in my neck of the woods and go, here is £500. Not many people have got that, or $500.
Yeah.
But here's £34 a month. Yeah, no problem. I know that's just on top of my money management with my Netflix and my iTunes and my SoundCloud and my this, and this. Do you know what I mean? If you've got all that, you're a lucky person. I do, but I steal my Netflix account. So, but is this smart? Is this the way? Is this where we're going forward? And would this convince you to buy an Xbox with a PlayStation, or would this convince you to buy an Xbox over a PlayStation because of this?
It wouldn't convince me to buy Xbox over PlayStation, only because I don't mind buying the console outright. That's what I'd honestly preferably do. But if I am in a case where I can get the PlayStation and then set this up as a monthly payment, because it covers Xbox Live, it covers interest-free, covering Xbox Live, covering Game Pass. I have everything I need on the Xbox with that payment.
Yeah.
So I have no problem doing it to get both consoles right off the bat, if needed.
I think this is definitely to go and get little Timmy's mum to go and buy an Xbox, which is, Mum, I want an Xbox. Timmy, I can't afford a £400 Xbox. But Mum, it says it's only £34 a month.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what? Oh, it's like and then you go into the shop, you get more. It's like a phone plan. You pay it up every month, your Xbox Live's included. Oh, and what's this Game Pass thing? Oh, that's actually a catalogue of games for you to play. It's just an easy sell all the way around, right?
Yeah, I agree. It is.
I definitely think this is a big reach to go for the casual audience, and I think this is the way to get them, because we all know money is not easy to come by. So if you're making it easier to buy your console, it's only going to help you in the long run. I mean, I've had, you won't understand this, but I've had 2 game shops. So they're called Game, not game shops. They're called Game, and they're the big retailer over here. I've had 2 of them close down in my area, which tells me that Amazon is killing these shops. Yeah. So all that means now is, okay, Amazon's killed off a couple of game shops in my area. Where the hell am I buying my console? Okay, I'm buying it from Amazon. I'm buying it from Microsoft Store. I'm buying it from whatever retailer, games website. Oh, and they offer this plan. Perfect.
Right. I would think this plan would only be with Microsoft, so you'd have to buy it directly from Microsoft.
I mean, I think it will start that way, but I'm guessing the Game or the GameStop are just going to buy out the units and then put people on monthly plans with interest over default. That's when it starts getting into those murky waters. Because when you start signing up to deals outside of the Microsoft family sort of situation, that's when it gets murky. But
then you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, from a sheer Microsoft point of view, if you want to keep it to just that, I just think it's fantastic. Yeah. I think it's really smart. I mean, I would do this with a PlayStation. I wouldn't do it with an Xbox because I want to buy my Xbox outright. I want to own it. I want to have it. But with a PlayStation, I would 100% do this. That's not an option right now.
Right.
So I go out for the Xbox Scarlet drops in the PS5. I'm going to go buy my Scarlet. I'm not going to get a PS5 because there's not an option to do it this way.
Right. Yeah. I think this also eliminates one of the biggest issues of pricing. It doesn't matter if the Xbox is going to be more expensive than the PS4 because you have the monthly plan where Xbox can sell it as you're paying less, even though you won't be paying less. It's like, for $35 a month, you can get our console, or for $500 you can get their console. Yeah,
I think it's just smart marketing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I agree with you in a sense of, it's just I don't see the negative here. As long as it stays interest free.
Yeah,
I think that's when you win people over. But unfortunately, if it's plus interest, that gives people a think. You have to think about it. It's like, also, how much am I actually paying them? And when you go in and say that to them, they're like, no, you're only paying what the console is.
Yeah.
Because we all know they make their money on their software anyway. So it makes sense for them to take a hit on the hardware and they're not even taking a hit. They're just selling it and spreading the cost.
Right. I wonder what the detractor will be for you, for a person who doesn't make that payment, who skips out too much or tries not paying it at all.
I mean,
once
it's
they
just
have
like
the
a phone
console.
contract, right? You can be taken to call. It's there's a whole.
I'd
thing.
imagine.
Yeah, there is. There's a whole thing. Bailiffs can come to your house. You sign a contract. You pay a monthly thing. It's just one of those things. It's this. We do this now. We already do this. People. Oh, don't get me wrong. Little Timmy's mum might not be able to afford £34 a month.
Right.
But she's sure as hell going to get her kid that Xbox.
Right.
Unfortunately. But that's just the way. That's unfortunately people buy things they can't afford. That's just the way the world we live in, unfortunately.
I wonder also if they would let people put a down payment. Like, oh, I have $100. Can I put $100 onto it right now? And then pay the monthly fee after that point?
I like that. I like that even more.
And sort of shorten the time.
Yeah, I like that. I don't see why they shouldn't do that. Because that makes perfect sense, right? Which is, I mean, I've got this money here. You might as well take the 100 and then I owe you 400 instead of here's 35 and I owe you. I'm not doing that math. But you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, we went on a little bit long on this one, but I just think it's such a great idea. So
I agree.
Moving on, Alan Wake developer working on an ongoing live multiplayer game experience. Remedy, the studio behind such titles as Alan Wake, Quantum Break, which is a good game, don't let Mr. Moody tell you otherwise, and the up-and-coming Control, has announced it is forming a new team called Vanguard that will strive to challenge conversations and to prototype and ship new types of ongoing live multiplayer game experiences. Revealed on Remedy's website, Vanguard is a small group of people working in an unconventional way with an aim to develop something quickly and independently in an established organization. Vanguard focus appears to be on ongoing multiplayer game experiences that will live alongside Remedy's established and growing core game development teams in the Northlight Technology Group. What do you make of this? Alan Wake, Quantum Break, obviously they left that Max Payne there. Great single-player games.
Yeah.
They tell great stories and build great worlds. Can they do it with a multiplayer game?
I have no clue. We've seen like developers go and change routes super big.
100%.
So maybe
Yeah.
they're really talented, so I could see them doing this. I just can't see where they'd go with this.
I mean, I just think that I'm guessing, and this is pure speculation on my behalf, Remedy was sick of not making enough money to keep the lights on beyond a year, or 2 years, or maybe even 3 years. They want a company that can be self-sufficient, and Microsoft wasn't paying them enough to keep doing exclusive games like Alan Wake and Quantum Break, and then they not sell as well as they may like. That now they're like, okay, cool, we're set up that we can put out a game like Control, multi-platform, which we know is going to sell relatively well, and now we can take a risk with this next Vanguard team and be like, okay, you guys establish our multiplayer, because we know ongoing multiplayer games are what's in right now. You establish something in that way, and we can keep continuing giving great single-player narrative games. That's my thoughts.
Yep.
I don't see what else they could be thinking with this, honestly.
I agree.
Next up, Robot White Xbox One X has been announced, a Fallout 76 bundle and a White Special Edition Xbox Elite controller announced. Did you see these at all?
No.
Okay,
I heard about them, but I didn't see them.
It's the Xbox One X, the Xbox One Elite controller, and the brand new Turtle Beach headset, all in white. It looks super sleek. It looks so sexy. I didn't think I'd like white, but I kind of quite want a white desk now. After obviously buying a black corner desk, I'm like, hey,
right.
I want a white desk. Of course, I've had this for a while now, but nonetheless, Microsoft has just announced the first ever white Xbox One X X and Elite wireless controller alongside with a new Turtle Beach headset. Revealed on on Major Nelson's blog, the Xbox One X Robot White Special Edition Fallout 76 bundle will be the first to feature. Specifically, the Robot White Xbox One X will come packaged with a digital download of Fallout 76 and a white Xbox controller. The Xbox One X White Robot Special Edition Fallout 76 bundle will be available worldwide on November 14th, 2018 for $499 US, and it will be coming exclusively to GameStop and the Microsoft Store in America. I'm not sure what's going on in the UK, probably Gamertag though. Are you a guy that likes to collect controllers or consoles, or?
Not really.
No, me. Yeah. I'm a type of person. I've got one console. I've got the Xbox One X, and I gave my OGO Xbox One X away. Shout out to Greedy Ears. I was like, I could have kept it. It would have been a cool piece of memorabilia. It was a console that I saved up a lot of money to buy and stuff like that. But I just felt passing it on was the better way to go.
Right.
Or if I wasn't going to pass it on, I was going to sell it. So I don't know. For me, it's just I don't collect consoles. I don't want a new Xbox One X. My Xbox One X is perfect. It's the Scorpio edition. It's the only console I'll probably keep forever because of the way I got it and stuff like that.
Right.
But in the same breath, I'm like, this white one's so fucking sexy, dude. It's so nice.
Yeah, I personally don't see the point in collecting.
If you can afford it, cool.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was rich, I would totally do it, but I'm not.
Right, but it's expensive, man.
Yeah.
I
it's an expensive hobby.
Yeah, I remember when I decided to get the Gears of War Xbox, and the only reason I made that decision was because my old Xbox started running bad. I was like, might as well get the new one.
Yeah, and that was expensive. I remember when that dropped, that was super expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, the controller still goes for a ton of money, if I'm not mistaken. Oh. So, yeah, crazy. So no temptation to get this?
No.
You're smart, man. Smart man. Me, on the other hand, if I was rich. If I was rich. Moving on. Halo, the Master Chief Collection final major update is now live. The latest update for the Halo Master Chief Collection is now live. The massive 73GB update, which is 343 Industries announced the details last October, features a reworked of the game's multiplayer system, 4K HDR support for the Xbox One X, shorter load times, improved matchmaking, offline LAN support, and much more. Don't forget, this game will be coming to Game Pass on September 1st. You might be saying to yourself, Fixer, did you not mention that we will be doing a community game night on the 21st? And by that, I would say you are correct. I did. Let me tell you right now, that's not happening. Unfortunately. I have totally forgot that September is the most busiest month in my God's given life. Meaning that I am at RTX on the 14th, 15th, and 16th. I am at EGX from the 20th, 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. So, we will be moving Halo Community Game Night, and we will be doing it on the 28th. At the end of the month, it's the last Friday of the month. If you're available, please be there. Please show some love. I apologize to everyone that may have booked time off work, thought that we were doing this. It is still happening. I've just had to push it a week due to the fact of what's going on. I can't not go to EGX just so I can do Community Game Night. I'm sorry. I am. So don't forget, 28th of September, 6 p.m. GMT. Yes. Isn't that FIFA? Fuck!
You're in quite the predicament here.
Oh my goodness gracious me, it is FIFA. I mean, this is not something I want to do live on the air, but I'm pretty fucked right now, aren't I?
Yeah.
I mean... a little bit. I mean, we can move it to the 5th of... But then, no, I can't. That's Mario Party. Okay, I tell you what. On next week's podcast, I need people to email in who want to be involved. If there's enough people involved, I will take a day off. I will either work the 29th, which is a Saturday, or the 30th, which is a Sunday. But that is all I can do. And it's still FIFA, but I'll have to take a day away from FIFA and play Halo with you guys. 29th or 30th, that's all we got. I am sorry. I'm trying here, guys. I'm trying. God, I totally forgot about that. Next up, Microsoft is interested in acquiring even more studios, Crash. You excited?
Not surprised. Very excited.
Microsoft isn't done acquiring studios, and according to Matt Booty, head of Microsoft Studios, they have interest in developers that are capable of bringing content that is a little different from what our big AAA franchises can deliver. Did someone say Game Pass? Speaking to GameIndustry.biz, Booty elaborated and said that while they aren't trying to hit a quota, they do want to expand expand their portfolio of titles, especially content that is geared more towards Game Pass subscribers. No surprise there. Quote, I don't want to seem like we're going out to fill a quota, Booty explained. It's not about filling a spreadsheet by any means. We will, however, have an interest in studios right now that fit the certain criteria of 50 to 100 people who are working on a 2 to 3 year cadence and have content that they will be interested in our Game Pass subscribers. That means that content is a little different from what our big triple A franchises can deliver. I mean, this makes perfect sense, right, Crash? Pick up some littler teams that can make that Netflix type subscription work.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's where Microsoft as a company fall flat at the moment. I feel like it needs new content in there. Maybe not monthly. I think that's a lot to give, but at least
more consistently.
Every other month, once every 3 months, right?
I agree. Yeah.
If they want this to become the Netflix subscription model of the gaming industry, they need to produce more original content.
Yes. I mean, you have to look at what Netflix is doing. Netflix has so many development teams creating shows. Yeah. There's shows on Netflix that are exclusive to Netflix that I didn't even know existed.
Such as?
I see them all the time. Can't tell you the names. It's just Netflix original. I see new stuff there every day. Can't tell you that I'm interested in watching them because they're there, but they are there.
Again, as someone who doesn't pay for his Netflix subscription and his aunt gives him his password and I use it that way, I feel like I need to give you the full lowdown on that. I love what Netflix does. The original content is fantastic. I do pay for Amazon Prime, so I can talk about that. And they have great Amazon Prime content as well, especially the sports stuff they do. I just feel like that's where Microsoft are sort of missing out. Like, maybe go and get some more of these smaller, even smaller than that, in my opinion. 50 to 100 is a lot of people. And that's quite a sizable team. I'm talking more 20 to 30 people, those type of teams that can produce content on a relatively, in the gaming landscape, but in a relatively quick way that gives us, I'm not expecting tens out of this. Like, every Netflix show I watch is not great, let me promise you.
Yeah.
But it's junk food and I like to watch it. And that's sort of how I feel about with my games. I need new. We've had some lull periods. And I think they did a great job here with, I think it's called Gravekeeper or Graveyard. Let me look it up real quick because I don't want to undersay it. And I do think they're doing a great job of getting new games into Game Pass. Right. I do think they're doing a good job with that. But I feel like they do need a little bit more in the Graveyard Keeper, it's called, in the original front of that.
Yeah, I think those smaller studios come with time. I think what they need first is they need a decently sizable games to sell on Game Pass to make it like, this is why you should go to Game Pass.
I mean, was that not State of Decay and Sea of Thieves, though? 5 million Sea of Thieves. I didn't like it,
I guess you're right.
It did big numbers.
You're right. I always forget that those were like the first games to come out.
Sea of Thieves and State of Decay. They were the first ones.
You're right. They do have those games, so you are right. Maybe they do go for the more.
Do you know what I mean? Like, Graveyard Keeper is killing it right now. Like, it's killing it. It's been streamed. People love the game. It's like a Stardew Valley for graveyards. Like, it's really interesting. I haven't had a chance to play it just yet, just because I've been so busy. But it looks interesting, and they did a great job of getting that day one in Game Pass. Like, even if they don't own these studios, let's take out owning studios then. Let's just go and find the unique and great experiences and make sure they launch in Game Pass. And sort of own it as if you do own it. Like, control it as if
Yeah.
you do own it. Like, give it the promotional push, give it the spectacle, give it the love, give it the kisses. Do you know what I mean? It's not a side piece, it's a main chick. Come on.
Yeah. It would be similar to what Sony did with Rocket League back when it launched on PlayStation Plus.
Yes.
Not a Sony-owned game, but Sony treated it as if it was, and it was on PlayStation Plus. Everyone got it for free if you were
and even
a PS Plus subscriber.
I mean, not for free. We're not going to get into that, but sure.
Right. Right.
But I don't have it, so it definitely weren't free. But yeah, it's that conversation, which is when you have the mindshare over a game, people associate with that platform. I do associate Rocket League with PlayStation. I know I have it on Xbox and I've played it on Xbox, but I do associate it with PlayStation.
Right.
So, next up was one that absolutely broke my heart. I mean, it was the moment. If you've been a long-time listener with my Xbox and me, you would know the stories behind Streets of Rage. You would know how much this game means to me. You would know that my dad created a rap song about it and for it. You would know it was the first game. It's probably still on my top 10 list, Streets of Rage 2 of all time. So, Mr. Moody comes into my Twitch chat, Storytime, and drops me this link and says, "Oh my god, Thixer, you're going to be so excited." I see the title and it says Streets of Rage 2. I literally stop everything I'm doing. I drag that bad boy over and I react to it. If you've not been on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/mcfixer, it may be the funniest video I've ever watched. And I watched this video back because I needed to see my own reflection in this one, Crush. I was like, did I do this justice? Because I'm getting a lot of dislikes on it.
Right.
And I watched it back and I was like, this shit's just funny, if I'm honest. So, Streets Rage 4 is in the works. Published by EMU, has announced the brand new Streets Rage title is being developed by Lizard Cube, Wonder Boy, The Dragon's Trap, and Guardian Crush Games, Streets of Fury, and once again will feature Axel, and I said Alex in my hypeness, but it was Axel, and Blaze as playable characters. If you don't know who those are, they are actual playable characters in 2, definitely. Not sure about 3. I think Axel's in 3, but not in 2. Not in 1, if I'm not mistaken. Street Rage 4 is a direct continuation of Sega's arcade brawler and will sport hand-drawn visuals from Lizard Cube alongside new gameplay mechanics, solo and co-op play, new stages, and an original story. Crash, you've seen the trailer. What did you think?
I think it looked like it could have been a different game that wasn't Streets of Rage.
Yes.
I thought it looked fine.
Mm-hmm.
Am I super hyped for it? Not right now. I didn't see the character I wanted.
Yeah.
I wanted the dude with skates.
I knew that's who you would want.
Wasn't there.
Yeah. I don't remember his name, actually.
I don't either.
I mean, 1994 Streets Rage 2 came out, so yeah. Oh, no, 92, actually. That's a lie. 92. Yeah, so my thoughts on this were, oh my god. I watched the trailer. The beginning part of it was hype. It was so hype. Then we saw the gameplay. The art style to me isn't what I wanted from a Streets of Rage game. I'm definitely with you. This could have quite easily been Rage Injustice. You know how much I liked Rage Injustice. Fantastic game. But this is how close. It wasn't close enough to the original. It's got the characters. It's got the same enemy types and stuff like that, but it just wasn't what. Do you know what I think it was?
It feels different.
It does. But do you know what I think it was? It was that it was one of those moments in literally 15 seconds, I hyped it up to 1,000 and then was dropped down to 0.
Right.
And don't get me wrong, I'm very much the person that says, guys, you've not played the game. You don't know it's bad. But I sat there in that video and I said, oh my god, this is going to be bad. And I stick by that. I do think it's going to be bad. I don't think people care about brawlers the way they did. Rage Injustice was fantastic, but had a different spin on it because it had the cop element, it had leaderboards, it had things that kept me wanting to play the game. Will Streets of Rage 4 have that? Maybe, but from what I saw there, disappointment.
Yeah, I think the only way this game's really successful is the nostalgia factor.
Oh, I'm buying it.
Other than that, same.
There's I've said everything I just said. 100%. I will 100% buy this game day one.
It's a outdated game formula.
Yes.
Kind of. So
Yeah, it is. Even playing
Still
Raging
excited
Justice,
for it.
I thought that. Though I played Raging Justice, loved it obviously because it was the Streets of Rage that I didn't think I was getting. So brilliant. And then I get a Streets of Rage, so we'll see. But yeah, yeah, I'm with you. Nostalgia will sell this game. I think we may even see a Streets of Rage 5 because this game will sell particularly well. And yeah, we shall see. A couple more before we get out of here, Crash. Xbox Game Pass is getting a new 10 new games in it, spread out through September, including Quantum Break, Halo the Master Chief Collection, and Onrush. Microsoft has announced that Quantum Break, the Master Chief Collection, both major Xbox One exclusives, was released on Game Pass are coming to Xbox Game Pass on September 1st. Also, we are getting Onrush, a vehicle combat game, which I played at EGX. It actually played okay. It didn't have what I needed it to have for me to buy it. So this tells me it didn't sell well. Extremely poorly. But I do think that this will do well in Game Pass, if I'm honest with you. So, other than that, you have Is it Avon? Or Is it Avon? Avon. Avon. I totally butchered the name here. Avon is it Colony? Colony. Yeah. As soon as I read it, I was like, yo, sound it out, you idiot. So this is that Sims-like game, but not Sims-like. It's God game, right? You ain't got a clue, have you?
I have no clue.
Okay, cool. I thought you played it. It must be Stu that keeps talking about it. Yeah, I think it's a good game, but that's coming. Shadow Warrior 1, Skyforce Reloaded, Snake Pass, which I can't wait to play personally. Manual Samuel, which I will 1000% give the thumbs up to. I love Manual Samuel. It was super frustrating. There's actually a Let's Play up on my YouTube channel if you want to see what that is before you start downloading it. And yeah, I did have a stroke there because I said before twice. Gia Sisters, Twisted Dreams, and Interspace are all heading to Game Pass. Next up, new games with gold for the month of September. We have Prisons Architect from September 1st to September 30th. We have Live Lock from September 16th to October 15th. We have Lego Star Wars 3, The Clone Wars from September 1st to September 15th. And we have Sega's Vintage Collection Monster World, which Risk thought was Monster World, the Capcom game, from September 16th to September 30th. Crash. If people want to email in, they can head over to myxboxandmepodcast@gmail.com. That is myxboxandmepodcast@gmail.com. Email in questions, comments, concerns, and we will read them out live on the show. Next up, our email this week says, hello. I hope you are both very well. I'm wondering, what are your thoughts on the prediction and low sales for Battlefield 5? Is it bad marketing? Is it October is just a bad month to drop a AAA game this year? Is it a continuation backlash towards EA? Or is it that, and take this with a full bag of salt, please. Is it really because the game has a woman on the front of the cover, sire? I ultimately think it is the main reason, but not the last one. Please God, don't be the last one. Thank you, as always, your lover, Mr. Moody. So, I didn't add it into the news this week because I knew this email was coming up, but Battlefield 5 has actually been delayed, which is interesting. Crash,
yeah,
that's to get away from Red Dead, correct? Gotta be.
I'd imagine so, yeah. And maybe put the release closer to their BR mode, because it's weird to release it without a BR mode.
That's true. You know what? That's another great point. So for those who don't know, it has actually been Battlefield 5 has been delayed. The World War II shooter, it will now launch on Xbox One on November 20th. Publisher EA confirmed in a statement. So yeah, it's one of those ones where they come out and said that it's because of the alpha and the game needs more work. People just don't seem hot on this game at all. So I think it was more just a case of, crap, people don't like it. Crap, that BR mode needs to be in the game. I'm with you on that. And crap, we're going to sell badly anyway, but we're going to sell even worse when we're nowhere near Red Dead.
Right. Yeah. I think Battlefield's one of the games that suffers from coming out every year. I think I think a Battlefield should come out every other year.
What, like an Assassin's Creed type situation?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean with Battlefield and Call of Duty every year. I remember when that's all people would talk about, and people don't really talk about either too much unless there's a trailer or it's out. Or
Call of Duty still sells like crazy, but yeah,
it does sell, but it doesn't get talked about the way it used to.
Dan says Battlefield's not every year. You're right, it's not, because it's every other
Is
year,
it not?
Because the Star Wars Battlefield.
Oh, you are right. I'm wrong about that.
You're right, but I just think I'm with you, Dan. Well done. Thank you for the correction. Moody, your question is it a backlash towards EA? No. I didn't add it in the news, but obviously we had the big shooting in America this last week at the big Madden event. It wasn't a big Madden event, but at the Madden event. So my thoughts, and I'm sure Crash's too, go back to the thoughts of the families and that. I didn't want to add it in because I just didn't have anything ready to add to it. EA are obviously donating £1 million to the families and stuff like that, which is fantastic. I don't think it's backlash to EA, honestly, because we still see games sell well with bad publishers.
Yeah.
I just think it's a bad month to release Battlefield. And the problem is the marketing isn't great either. I mean, every time I've seen the game, I'm like, I don't really care. I don't really want this. What does this do? This doesn't do anything for me. And if that's doing it to me and I'm a casual fan, I can only imagine what it's doing to a hardcore fan.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely not because people are choosing now to boycott EA.
No,
that would have happened a long time ago.
Yeah. I think it will sell ridiculously way more because Red Dead. People will be done with Red Dead by the time this comes out. Not done, but done enough. The initial hype train will be done.
Yeah.
I just don't think people care like the way they did about Battlefield. People still care about Call of Duty. I mean, even I'm buying Call of Duty still because I want that BR mode. Even though I've not played it, and I'm sure I'll get to play it very soon. But the BR mode on Battlefield not being shown did nothing to help them. Even Call of Duty didn't show it, but they showed that weird, crappy trailer thing they put out. But at least they showed something. The fact that Battlefield were like, and yes, we have a BR mode, and then walked off stage. I was like, oh, okay.
They said everything's destructible in the BR mode, though.
I mean,
they did say that.
I'm gonna play Crackdown 3, bro. Everything's destructible.
Then they walked off stage.
Are you interested in Battlefield at all? Because I feel like it's one of those. Battlefield. The problem with Battlefield is Call of Duty you can play on your own. Battlefield you need a team.
Yep. If I had a consistent team to play Battlefield with, I think I would love that game. Yeah. I don't have a consistent team to play Battlefield with, so it's like I'll get it if it's
and
on
Haley
sale.
won't be our healer. I keep asking her to get in with us, and she'll be a healer, and she's like, "No, I'm not getting it." I'm like, "But come on,
healer fix."
No, I want. We need a real healer. I need someone that's not going to shoot people and literally just stand behind us and heal.
Yeah, I'll pocket heal you. Don't worry about it.
Bro, that's not going to happen. Don't lie to me like this.
What? Yo, fix. Scouts honor.
Nope.
No Scouts honor.
Nope. Scouts over here are into bad things. I don't trust them. Shout out to the Scouts listening. But yeah, that is me, Moody. I don't think it's because there's a woman on the front, honestly, because people buy a ton of games digitally. We don't even see the covers anymore. So
to be fair, I think that outrage would have led to the game getting more sales of people who don't even care about the game.
I mean, more women that pick up the game, right?
Yeah.
So, Crash, that's it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, everyone, for listening. Let's plug, and get ourselves out of here. Crash, what you got to plug this week, my friend?
Twitch.tv/Crushnick.
I mean, you got to sound with a bit more enthusiastic than that.
Twitch.tv/Crushnick. If you guys go there, starting soon, I'll be there almost every day.
You putting a snow? Are you putting not a snowball, man? You putting a Mike Lynch on me? I mean, I'll be there when I'll be there. All right, guys, go follow. Remember. You can find me everywhere at MCFixer, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I'm putting a big push on Instagram at the moment, so go show your boy some love over there. Other than that, twitch.tv/MCFixer. If you have Twitch Prime, you have Amazon Prime, or maybe you've just got $5 you're burning in your pocket that you want to give to someone. I would say give it to me. And if you're not giving it to me, don't give it to Gary because he's not here, so give it to Crash. Simple. Other than that, patreon.com/MCFixer is what keeps the lights on, so keep on supporting there. And until next week, I will love you, leave you, and see you all goddamn later. Goodbye, Crash.
Bye.